Hackers are leveraging a critical Zimbra remote code execution vulnerability to backdoor servers through specially crafted emails that execute malicious commands. Security experts are warning of attackers embedding harmful code in the email's CC field, which the Zimbra server inadvertently executes. Over 700,000 DrayTek routers are currently vulnerable to 14 newly discovered security flaws, with some critical exploits that could be used to take full control of the devices and infiltrate enterprise networks. Despite patches being released, many routers remain vulnerable and exposed on the public internet. HR professionals are under siege as spear-phishing campaigns disguised as fake job applications deliver the lethal More Eggs malware, leading to potentially devastating credential theft. And finally, Microsoft is blocking Windows 11 24H2 upgrades on some systems due to critical gaming performance issues like Asphalt 8 crashes and easy anti-cheat blue screens. You're listening to the Daily Decrypt. There is a critical remote code execution vulnerability in Zimbra email servers, which hackers are actively exploiting. This flaw allows attackers to trigger malicious commands simply by sending specially crafted emails, which are processed by Zimbra's post-journal service. This was first flagged by a researcher at Harfang Lab and confirmed by Proofpoint. This exploit involves spoofed emails with commands hidden in the carbon copy or CC field. Once processed, these emails deliver a web shell to the server, giving attackers full access for data theft or further network infiltration. A proof of concept exploit was released by Project Discovery on September 27th, prompting immediate malicious activity. Administrators of this software are urged to apply security updates released in Zimbra's latest version 9.0.0 patch 41 and later. Or they could disable the vulnerable post-journal service and ensure secure network configurations to mitigate the threat. Over 700,000 publicly available DrayTek routers have been identified as vulnerable due to 14 newly discovered security flaws. I've personally never heard of this brand, but hey, there's a lot of them out there. These vulnerabilities are found in both residential and enterprise routers, including 2 rated critical, with 1 receiving the maximum CVSS score of 10.0. This critical flaw involves a buffer overflow in the web UI, potentially allowing remote code execution. And since these routers are publicly facing, we do not want any vulnerabilities in the web UI. The other significant vulnerability is an operating system command injection that's executed through the communication binaries. And as I was reading this article, I did a little Shodan search just for the term DrayTek, which is the maker of these routers. And yes, I've confirmed that there are over 700,000 publicly accessible routers, and they're not isolated to a single region of the world. They're everywhere, including the United States and Canada, pretty prominently. Fortunately, DrayTek has released patches to address these vulnerabilities and are urging users to apply these updates or disable unnecessary remote access and utilize security measures like access control lists and two-factor authentication. And as mentioned before, these routers are used in enterprises, small businesses, all the way down to home use, and it's confirmed that some internet service providers throughout the country will issue these routers. It's pretty common for routers to have auto updates disabled just to protect the continuity of service, especially for SOHO routers or home routers. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're likely a little more technical than the average Joe. So do your friends and family a favor and check in on them, check on their routers, go to 192.168.0.1 and see if you can log into the router and maybe apply these updates. Be around if something goes wrong, but always ask permission before you do and let them know that you'll help them troubleshoot or whatever, but be a good friend and make sure their routers are up to date or at least not accessible on the public internet. Researchers at Trend Micro have uncovered a spear-phishing campaign where fake job applications deliver a JavaScript backdoor called More Eggs to recruiters. This malware, sold as a malware as a service by a group known as Golden Chickens, can steal credentials for online banking, email accounts, and IT admin accounts. What's unique about this is that attackers are using spear-phishing emails to build trust, as observed in a case targeting a talent search lead in engineering. The attack sequence involves downloading a zip file from a deceptive URL, leading to the execution of the More Eggs backdoor. This malware probes the host system, connects to a command and control server, and then can download additional malicious payloads. So hopefully, if you are a recruiter in human resources somewhere, you're having some training about what files you should accept and what files you shouldn't accept. It's always tough being a recruiter, but be really particular with your requirements for any files that you're exchanging back and forth between yourself and the candidate. If you ask for a PDF, make sure they're sending you a PDF, not a compressed zip file with the PDF included. Not only will this help keep you safe, but it'll also help you attract top talent who know how to follow instructions. And by no means am I saying that PDF files are safe. They just happen to not be the method for delivering this malware. In fact, if you're a recruiter and you're constantly receiving and opening files, I'd recommend either only opening them in browser, like in the cloud, or uploading those files to a malware analysis site before you open them on your computer. And finally, Microsoft has blocked upgrades to Windows 11 version 24H2 on certain systems due to gaming performance issues. Specifically, players of Asphalt 8 may encounter game crashes, while some systems running easy anti-cheat might experience blue screens. These problems mainly affect devices with Intel Alder Lake Plus processors, and until Microsoft resolves these issues, impacted users are advised to not manually upgrade using tools like Media Creation Tool.
This has been the Daily Decrypt. If you found your key to unlocking the digital domain, show your support with a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It truly helps us stand at the frontier of cyber news. Don't forget to connect on Instagram or catch our episodes on YouTube. Until next time, keep your data safe and your curiosity alive.